Guys, can you see this board?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, all right. So, any doubt from the last class? So, we are going to discuss something is called.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I got that relation between self-inductance and mutual inductance.
You mean this one? So,
Yeah, sir. There will be a k square under the m square in the denominator, sir.
sorry, say it again. What is the relation?
Sir, it will be m square by k square is equal to L1, L2, and k is coupling coefficient for both the coils.
And how do we define K?
So K is coupling coefficient.
Yes, it's the name, but I mean, how do you
Definition.
find this number?
Definition I don't know, sir.
So, I think it is a modified form of whatever we have discussed so far. So
Maybe, sir.
K depends on, so when I say that K depends on coupling coefficient, so it look like that K is some function of distance, right? So if distance increases, coupling decrease. So they have modified the formula a little bit. They have put K, this R factor inside K and somehow get this formula. So I'm not aware of any such formula as of now. I'll see. And if I get something interesting, I will inform you.
Okay, sir.
So what is the upper limit of K? Let us say coupling coefficient is maximum. Then what is the maximum value of K? 1.
1. Yes, sir. 1 and 0 are the maximum and minimum values.
So if K, and when can we have maximum coupling? Let us say we have two coils just next to each other. Loop 1, loop 2. So maximum coupling means whatever is the flux generated by loop 1, all the flux is passing through loop 2. Then we can have maximum coupling. And so this is the case of like two solenoid inside each other. Let us say this is one solenoid and we have another solenoid of the almost same size. So if we have this case, then we can have this relation. But if we have some other case, then K factor will come.
Like both the planes are perpendicular.
Maybe, I don't know. Depends on how do they define K first, right? We don't have much idea of K, right? So either give me the reading material, I'll search this formula on net and we'll see what is K. Okay, so energy in fields. Or when I say fields, obviously it means electric field and magnetic field. So this is somewhat, please just give me a few seconds. So this is somewhat a strange term. What exactly do we mean by energy in fields? Or when we talk about energy, the basic questions that we should ask: where is energy stored? So we will come to electric field and magnetic field in a moment, but let us deal with a very simple and very trivial problem. The problem is like this. This is Earth, and this is a block of mass m, and I applied some force on this mass m and lift it to a height h. So this is the new position of mass m, right? How much work did I do? मुझे कितना काम करना पड़ा?
kmgh.
And this is actually energy lost by me. This much energy I lost. I mean, if I do this much work, I will feel tired because this much energy content has gone out from my body. Where is this energy? कहीं तो पहुंची होगी energy. So this is the energy lost by me. Where is this energy now?
Potential energy of the block.
So one answer is that this is the potential energy of the block. So energy inside क्या देखना इतना रखोगे नीचे पे energy inside block. And what kind of energy is now? It is potential energy, right? Any other answer?
Sir, if you are asking energy after it lost, then it would be kinetic energy that makes the block to move from up to down, down to up.
So let us say let us assume that V was 0 here. Obviously, when I left, there was some non-zero V, but when I reach here, B is again 0. Or you can assume that I left this block with a negligible velocity. So kinetic, there is no much change in kinetic energy. So you can see this seems to be a reasonable answer, and obviously now this block is at some height h. This has a capability to do work. ये कुछ work कर सकता है, depends on how you use it. So obviously this block seems to have this energy, and if we calculate the potential energy, it is same as mgh. So the answer seems to correct from common sense as well as from the calculations. Let me again do the same problem. This is Earth. This is block, and we are lifting it to this position. This is some intermediate position, right? What is my force? Obviously, I am applying force in this direction, that is F, and work done by me is how much? F dot ds. What is ds? The displacement. So ds is actually, this is the direction of movement of block. It is moving along z-axis. So this is F ds cos 0 degree, which is F ds. How much is force? Obviously, if there is no change in kinetic energy, that force must be equal to mg, and this height is h. So this is the work. Everything is consistent. This is work done by me, right? That's why you say that the work done by me is mgh. Let us calculate work done by Earth. How much work is done by Earth is equal to force applied by Earth. How much is the force applied by Earth? Fe dot ds. What is Fe? mg, direction downward, minus jet cap, dot, what is the moment of block? Block is obviously moving up, ds jet cap is equal to minus mg, I mean obviously integral also, w e minus mgh. So what is the work done by me? Plus mgh, work by Earth minus mgh. What do you see? It look like whatever work is done by me is equal to the work received by Earth, right? So if I follow this analogy, it look like that whatever is the energy lost by me is received to Earth. जितना भी energy मैंने lost किया है वो कहाँ पहुंचा है? Earth के पास, right? So we are back to the same question. Where is energy? In the block or in the Earth?
Sir, in the system of earth and block.
In the system of Earth and block.
Yes, sir. And where is the magnetic gravitational field? There is the energy.
See, both the answers, there is no problem in any answer. First argument is also correct, right? Second argument is also correct. There is no calculation mistake in this. It only depends on how do we see the things. In the first case, we were having focus on this box. हमने क्या किया और बॉक्स पे क्या असर आया? We did not care about Earth anymore, right? In this second case, we have no concern about this block. We are only looking at the potentials generated by Earth and how much work did we do against the potential. यह force हमें क्यों लगाना पड़ रहा है? Why do we apply this force? Because of the presence of Earth. If this block is there in vacuum, we do not have to do any work to move the block. यदि हम ये काम vacuum में कर रहे हैं in zero gravity, we do not have to do any work, right? So both the answers are right. It just depends on how we see it. So when I say energy in fields, I am actually talking about the second case. But again, it's just a matter of convenience. ऐसा नहीं है कि energy field में ही होता है. So energy can be at any one of the two places. Energy कहाँ है? So where is energy? This is not a meaningful question. So although it looked like a very important question that I should know where is energy, but there is no such place where energy is stored. It just depends on how you think about it. Okay. And even if you want to know where is energy, both the answers are right. In the constituent systems, like block, or in the fields. Okay. So there is no precise location of energy. Energy is just a number, right? एंड इन दैट सेंस आल्सो ये कोई फिजिकल क्वांटिटी नहीं है जो आप कहीं सेव करके रख सकते हैं. When you say that it is inside block, it's your assumption. When you say it is inside earth, that is also your assumption. It's just a number which just increase or decrease as you bring changes to the system. So what do you mean by energy in fields now? So it looked like a very complicated word, but the meaning of this word is simple. Energy required to make field. Means, let us say we use electric field. What does it mean? This is a complete vacuum. No electric field, no magnetic field, nothing is here. And you want to make some electric field here. But this electric field cannot be generated on its own. Some work is needed to generate. Why? So how do we generate electric field? By bringing some charges, by putting some charge, right? As soon as we put some charge, there is an electric field in this universe. But can we put charge in the universe without doing any work? क्या हम charges put कर सकते हैं बिना कोई काम किए? No. Why? Because charges apply force on each other. So let us say we put one charge here, Q1. How much work do we have to do? Nothing. We can bring one charge anywhere. There is no force on this charge. Now let us say we bring one more charge from infinity and we put it here, Q2. Did we do any work now?
Yes, sir.
How much is that work?
Potential into Q.
So the work is equal to, obviously there is a potential field due to Q1. How much is that field? Q1 upon R. And because of this potential field, Q2 has to do some work. How much is that work? Q1, Q2, R12, right? R12 is this distance. Okay. Let us bring one more charge, Q3. Let us put it here. कितना काम करना पड़ा? Potential at Q3, right? Not BQ3. Let me write in words. So what is the potential at this point? It is, there is some potential due to Q1. How much it is? Q1 upon R13. R13 means this distance times Q3 plus potential due to this also. Q2 upon R23 into Q3, right? Let us bring one more charge, Q4 here. How much work do we have to do to bring this charge here from infinity? Due to Q1, due to Q2, due to Q3, okay, and like this. So when we bring n charges here, we will keep getting these terms, right? How do I write in a simple form? Can we write it in a simple form? Let us try to write. So W is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is common. We can take it out. Okay. And here we have Qi Qj upon Rij and a summation. What is the summation? So it is 1 2 here. So it is like this. There is no 1 1 term. There is 1 2 term and nothing here. Then 1 3 2 3 term. 1 3 2 3. Sorry. One minute. So we have 1 2 1 3 1 4. What is the last term? If we bring nth particle here,
1n minus 1.
Q1 Qn, right, upon R1n. Okay. Then we have 2 3 2 4. And what is the last term? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q2 Qn R2n. Right. And like this. So we can say that this first indices, okay, so I is equal to 1 to n and j is also equal to 1 to n, but I is always less than j. Agree? इसको मानते हैं, right? Or I can also write 1 by 2. 1 by 2 why? Because now I am allowing reverse term also. I is equal to 1 to n, j is equal to 1 to n. I allow both. I less than j is allowed. I greater than j भी allow कर रहा हूँ. But obviously this terms remains same. Only constant is I not is equal to j. Agree? So it is like that. I have terms like 1 2. I also have terms like 2 1. But R12 is same as R21. Q1 Q2 is same as Q2 Q1. So there is not much difference. So I increase the number of terms and divide by the 2 at the same time. But what is this equal to? One by 2 here. Summation I is equal to 1 to n Qi upon Rij, and I is not is equal to j. Sorry, let me write it like this. W summation j. Okay. 1 by 2 here. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by 2 here Qj, and remaining things here. What are the remaining things? Summation over I is equal to 1 to n. This is j is equal to 1 to n, but I is not is equal to j. Okay, same thing. We just write in a different style. But what is second bracket? Second bracket क्या है? right? Agree? When I put 1, this is Q1 upon R1J, means potential at Qj due to charge 1, put I due to 2, potential at due to charge 2, and so on. So this is the total potential at charge Qj into Qj. So I can write in simple language that what is the total work that I have to do? Half summation charge into potential at location of that charge. Right? So this is for a system consist of discrete electrons. ये आंसर आया जब आपने पॉइंट बाई पॉइंट चार्ज जोड़ करके एक सिस्टम बनाया. When you make a system by arranging point charges. If we try to make some continuous system, then what is the answer? Same. Only thing is that instead of summation, we will be having integral now. W is equal to half integral. What is the charge? Some small charge dq into potential at that location. Okay. So this is the work done to make a system of charges, or this is the work done to make electric field. If you look at this formula, where is energy stored?
On that surface,
Surface or in charges. Whatever charges that you have brings from infinity, that work is stored in these charges. There is no mathematical proof for it, but you can see if you see the formula, it look like that since energy depends on charges, the energy must be in these charges, right? So this is the same analogy which you take for the mass block, that you said energy is stored in the mass block. Any doubt with this derivation? Okay. So this is for a continuous system. Now let us write it in a somewhat elegant style. So this is the work done. dq means if density is rho and let us say volume is tau. V is for potential, tau is for volume. Okay. So if I have such a small piece of charge which is taking d tau volume, this is the charge into potential at that point. This is the integral over the whole space where charge is there. So let us say we made this kind of shape of charges. There is a continuous charge distribution with this density. And we want to know how much work do we have to do to make this kind of shape. Answer is this, where tau is integral over this complete volume. जितना भी volume इस charge ने occupy कर रखा है. Let us try to write it in a simple form. So what is rho? If we apply Gauss law?
sir. Sir,
Yes.
like if we have a hollow sphere and a sphere full of charge, so sir, will this formula work for both the spheres, hollow and full of charge?
It works for any shape, whether hollow or solid or cone or solid, whatever.
Okay.
Because we are not taking any special shape right now. It must be true for all cases. Right? So when you say hollow sphere, like this, your limits of volume will change. You have some inner radius RA, you have some outer radius RB. So your integral limits will change accordingly. But this formula will work for every possible case. If you have solid sphere, there is no inner radius, inner is 0, outer is some non-zero number. So this formula can give you answer in all cases. And now we are going to write it in a much simpler form. So charge density produce some electric field. This is the connection. So there is half here, right? We missed half. So epsilon naught del dot E into V d tau. 1 minute. There is a integral here. Let me see what is that. Or let me solve it. Let me see if I can solve it. Half epsilon naught del dot E B d tau. So we have a vector quantity here. We have a scalar quantity here. What is this thing equal to? Some scalar times some vector. I think it has to be equal to, or let me see from the book. Let's not make any mistake. Del dot FA. So f of del dot A plus A dot del F. Scalar quantity as it is, del dot F plus F dot del F. So in our case, this F is actually V. This F is actually vector E. So what we have here, V del dot E, and here we have vector E dot del B, right? So we have this quantity right here. So what we get now, W is equal to half tau del dot V vector E minus vector E dot del V over the volume integral. So we have two terms inside, divergence of something, volume integral. इसको तो हम कर सकते हैं surface integral of something. I mean, whatever is the surface enclosed by this, B vector E dot ds. What is the second integral? Half. There is epsilon naught as well, right? Yes. integral. What is del V? So electric field, you know, is minus of gradient of potential. So we get positive sign here. Epsilon naught is already there. Vector E dot vector E d tau. So this is the answer, right? How much is the energy stored? It is half epsilon naught surface integral but this is volume integral, half epsilon naught but this is not a good looking integral. ये देखने में बहुत अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, इससे तो पहले वाला ज्यादा सही था. But we can improve this result. Now let me go back here. Can I this thing integrate over the whole universe? Is there any problem? What is the tau? Tau is the volume integral over this shape, जो भी है, जितना भी volume इसमें है. Now I am saying that can I integrate it over the whole universe? कोई problem होगा क्या?
No, sir.
Why?
I mean, sir, no problem, sir.
But why?
Why not, sir? We can go from volume V is equal to 0 to infinity.
See, let us say this sphere, this volume is like this, a solid sphere. Okay. Then what is this integral? ये integral किसके बराबर है? Let us say inside density is rho naught. Then how much is W? Half rho naught. D tau means some small volume part here. Whatever is the limit. R square dr sin theta d theta d phi. And we have
Surface
three.
energy के बराबर है.
Yes.
ये इसकी surface energy के बराबर है.
Say it again.
Surface energy, sir. It is equal to its surface energy.
And what is surface energy? How will you calculate surface energy? So let me proceed first, then I'll take your argument.
Okay, sir.
What are the limits? So let us say 0 to r for radius, for theta 0 to pi, for phi 0 to 2 pi, right? Now I am saying, can I take limit 0 to infinity? कोई दिक्कत है? This is the density rho. क्या कुछ गलत हो जाएगा if I take limits from 0 to infinity? This is my argument. This integral is equal to this. Rho naught r square dr sin theta d theta d phi. क्या दोनों इंटीग्रल एक ही हैं?
No, sir.
Sir,
They
in
are
Firstly, sir, you missed 1 by 2, I think.
1 by 2, right? See, what is charge density? Rho is equal to rho naught when r is from r to 0. Is there charge outside? No. Rho is equal to 0 for r greater than r, right? So either you put rho naught inside and integrate from 0 to r, or you put general density inside and then you can integrate from 0 to infinity. Obviously, as you go from beyond capital R, this term is 0. So your answer will still remain same. So I can also integrate over the whole universe because there is no charge outside. यहाँ पे charge ही नहीं है. Rho is 0. So my answer is not going to change. So instead of this volume, I can also integrate over the whole universe. Free space में ये integral 0 है. And where there is a charges, it is still giving the same answer. Same here, this whole universe. Now what is surface? What should I write here? Obviously, boundary of the universe. What is tau? This is all universe. What is this first integral? Can you calculate first integral? So first integral is this. We have some charges here in some arbitrary shape. Okay. But we are going to calculate this quantity over the boundary of the universe. Means at these points. And how far are these points from this charge? At infinite distance. So what is the potential here?
0.
What is the electric field here?
Maybe 0 again.
0.
Close to 0, yeah.
I mean, whatever. If boundary is at infinite distance, these things have 0 contribution there. So if you calculate all these things at this boundary, what is your answer?
0.
0, right? This will give some answer because this is calculated over in the volume. ये आपको हर जगह calculate करना है. In this whole universe, पूरे universe में, यहाँ पर भी, everywhere. So W is simply this.
Sir,
Yes.
अगर ये चीज इंफिनिटी पे सही है तो किसी एक r डिस्टेंस पे भी सही होनी चाहिए ना?
Say it again.
Sir, if this is true for infinity, so it should be true for a distance r, right?
What should be true? First integral.
W relation with half epsilon naught something in integration, and that another part, the boundary integration part.
I'm not getting your point. You have doubt with the first integral or second?
Yeah, sir. With the first integral, I said, sir, if this first integral is 0 for infinity, so it should be 0 for a distance equal to r, right?
Why?
Because, sir, we need W is equal to half epsilon naught e square into the volume.
See, earlier we were getting this integral at surface. See, so this is the overall situation. We have this integral or we have this integral. Let me rewrite the first integral again. Half epsilon naught v e ds. Plus half epsilon naught integral e square theta. Both the answers are correct, but what is the size here? The whole universe. Let me draw the boundary of the universe with the green color. Either you calculate this single integral inside this full universe, or you calculate this two integral only on the space occupied by the charges. Let us say this much is the space occupied by the charges. Okay, या तो आप सेकंड इंटीग्रल कीजिए सिंपली उतने रीजन में जितना चार्ज ने ऑक्यूपाई किया है, या फर्स्ट इंटीग्रल कीजिए इस पूरे स्पेस में जहां चार्ज है वहां भी, जहां नहीं है वहां भी. योर आंसर हैज टू बी सेम. This is S, this is tau. What is tau? Volume occupied by the charges. What is S? Surface enclosing the charges. Okay, let me make it clear now. Do this problem and everything will be clear. Energy required to make a solid sphere of radius r with charge density rho naught. कैसे करेंगे इसको?
So that formula 1/2 integration rho d.
Method 1. Construct this sphere step by step. Let us say at some point this was the radius r. Okay, and obviously there is some charge inside this sphere. कितना charge होगा? Rho naught into 4/3 pi r cube. Now let us bring some more charge from infinity so that radius increase from r to r plus dr. How much work do you have to do? कितना work करना पड़ा? What is the potential? 1/4 pi epsilon naught. How much is the charge? This much. What is the potential right outside the surface? This much. आप कितना चार्ज एक्स्ट्रा लाए हैं ऊपर से? 4 pi r square dr is the extra volume that you created into rho naught, right? This is the work done by you to increase the radius from r to r plus dr. ये पोटेंशियल है एग्जिस्टिंग चार्ज की वजह से, ये एक्स्ट्रा चार्ज है. This is the extra charge that you bring, right? This is the work done to increase radius from r to r plus dr. How much is the work done to increase radius from 0 to capital R? Right? This is method 1. Method 2. Now we are not making this sphere. Sphere बन गया already. Capital R radius का. But we can still find out how much energy is inside this sphere or how much energy do we have to invest to make this sphere. Answer is calculate this integral. What is the meaning of this integral? Calculate it over the whole universe, inside sphere as well as outside sphere. So this integral consists of two parts now. 0 to r, half epsilon naught E inside. Calculate what is the field inside. Square. What is the volume element? Some 4 pi r square dr, right? This is small cell. सभी जगह इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड सेम होगा, so you can take it this cell. Plus outside also. Outside भी लेना है आपने. Half epsilon naught E out square 4 pi r square dr. Okay. So this method 2 and method 1 must give you same answer. Method 3 is this. Calculate this integral. Half epsilon naught BE dot ds plus half epsilon naught E square t tau. But hold on, what is the limit here? What is this ds?
Surface of
Right,
charge containing.
surface of radius r. What is this volume? Volume of sphere.
Okay.
Means this E has to be E inside. There is no E outside now. Okay. So this is the meaning of this last term. So this is a simple looking formula. What is the drawback? We have to do the integral over the whole universe. जहाँ चार्ज था वहां तो करना ही है, जहाँ चार्ज नहीं था वहां पे भी करना है. क्यों करना पड़ रहा है? If you look at this formula, where is energy stored now? कहाँ बताएंगे कि एनर्जी कहाँ पर है?
Electric
Surface में
field.
charge है वहाँ.
It look like it is in electric field. It is the same as in the first case that we also proved that energy is in the gravitational potential or in earth, right? So whatever work you have done, जो भी काम आपने किया, it look like that it is stored in particles, but you can also take it as a it is stored in electric field. So ये आपका जो energy जो work था, it appears everywhere in this universe. जहाँ भी field होगा, the your work will be there as well. Now this sphere produce electric field in this whole universe, right? So यदि आपको अपना वर्क इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड से रिट्रीव करना है, you will have to integrate it over the whole universe. Okay. So either you can calculate work from the particles से भी calculate कर सकते हैं, or you can calculate work from the effect generated by the particles. Particles ने जो effect generate किया उससे भी कर सकते हैं. So this is all about the energy stored in field. In the same way, we can also calculate energy stored in magnetic field. What does it mean? Energy required to create magnetic field. So do we really have to do work to create magnetic field? क्या magnetic field generate करने के लिए work करना पड़ता है? Yes or no?
Mainly yes, sir.
Like in this case, we see that we have to do some work to create electric field. क्यों करना पड़ता है वो work? Because these electrons or these positive charges are repelling each other. Against this force, we will have to do some work. इन सभी पॉजिटिव चार्जेस को पास लाने के लिए हमको वर्क करना पड़ा. What is the problem here? So how do we create magnetic field? Idea is quite simple. This is a loop. Just connect a battery to it, or pass some current into this, right? But what is the problem? क्या problem आता है? Problem is this. T is equal to 0. What was the current? No current. After some time, let us say T is equal to T naught. This is the current. So you can see current is increasing, right? This means B is increasing. Sorry, or anyway. If B is increasing, what is the flux passing through this loop? Phi increasing. Apply Faraday law now. Phi is changing with time. There is an induced EMF. What is the role of this induced EMF? Right? So as soon as you connect battery try to increase the current, but same current creates a problem for itself. If the current increase with time, due to that magnetic field increase with time, flux increase with time, and whenever you have a changing flux, it produces induced EMF. What is the direction of this induced EMF? Against the current, right? So you connect a battery on your own, and there is a induced battery automatically connected due to Faraday law, and this battery has to do work against this virtual battery or virtual EMF. So it is not easy to set up any current in the coil. You have to invest some energy. Obviously that energy is coming from this battery. So to set a current, we have to put some energy. So what is the energy stored in magnetic field? Obviously energy lost by this battery. So we will calculate in next class how much energy is lost in setting a current I. जो भी करंट आपने सेट किया उसको सेट करने में कितना लॉस आपको और कितना आपको एनर्जी इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ा. Okay. So here also we have same thing. Sometimes look like that this energy is stored in this wire loop. एक तरीके से आपको लगा कि एनर्जी वायर लूप में है, but we can also show that the same energy is stored in the magnetic field generated by this wire loop. हम ये भी प्रूव कर सकते हैं कि वो एनर्जी उस मैग्नेटिक फील्ड में है जो इस वायर लूप ने जनरेट की है. So this is the topic for the next class. If you have any doubt, you can ask here with this first part, energy stored in fields.
Sir,
Yes.
Sir, I have some doubt in the step where you extend the divergence of that EV.
Divergence of, you mean this formula?
Not yet.
Sorry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That step 1/2 epsilon naught integration of divergence of E bracket and then V.
You mean this one, this part? This.
Yes, sir. Sir, in this formula, divergence of F and wait, sir. Yes, sir. In this formula, sir, the divergence is taken for the function which is inside the bracket. Both are inside. But, sir, in that formula for energy, there is V which is outside the bracket. So, is it valid, sir?
See, here in this integral, divergence is over electric field only, and B is just a scalar quantity.
Yes, sir.
Right? So this quantity is similar to this one. Agree? Divergence of a vector function multiplied with a scalar. Mean this. Now formula says the divergence of scalar into vector is given by this formula. या proof भी कर सकते हैं. I think ये वो difficult नहीं है. Consider any scalar. इसको 3 में divide कर लीजिए. fx, fy, fz.
सर ये प्रूफ कर रखा है, इसकी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. बट सर मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि पहले V बाहर था, हमने इसको एक्सटेंड करने के लिए V को अंदर लिया है, तो क्या ये वैलिड है सर? बस ये
V is already inside. V बाहर कभी नहीं था.
Okay, then fine, sir.
I mean this is a complete term. right? V is not inside. Let's go back. What is V? We have a charge and potential at the same point. जहाँ पे आपने charge रखा है वहाँ पे potential देख रहे हैं. So we cannot be outside, right?
Okay, okay, sir.
Right?
Okay, sir.
We are not manipulating anything. Everything is whatever is by rule.
Okay, okay.
Right? Any other doubt?
No, sir. No, thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to end this class. Please give it some time. There are some beautiful concepts which look somewhat odd, but that is a reality.
Sir,
Yes.
in the last, you created a surface solid sphere with full of charge, right, sir?
Yes.
Then, sir, we have to do some work to create that sphere. That work is called surface energy, sir.
Right. Okay, so in that sense, you can say it's surface energy. So this whole derivation is about calculating surface energy.
Yes, sir, yes.
Okay. So there are many methods, like method 1, do it in a generic way. The way we are constructing the sphere, जैसे हम sphere बना रहे हैं उस तरीके से आप calculate भी कर सकते हैं. In method 2 and 3, we are not constructing the sphere. Sphere बन गया already. But we can still calculate the energy by looking at the electric field generated by that. जो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड उसने जनरेट किया हम उससे भी पता कर सकते हैं.
Okay.
All right. So let's end this class here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.